Hey, hello friends. I am here in the basement just picking through some of our vintage, thrifted, and flea market finds. Today, I'm gonna make over 3 items that I found here in the basement using the IOD Trimmings 4 mold. Our first project is going to be this sweet little end table. We had already previously painted it with a white milk paint, and I decided that this was going to be the piece to put that beautiful Trimmings 4 mold on. So I pulled out the drawers and let's get started making all of those molds from the IOD air dry clay. So pull off a generous size clump of the air dry clay and get it softened in your hands. Then I rolled it out using a little rolling pin in that general rectangle shape of the mold. Then I'll press that into place, and using my fingers, I'm going to work the clay into every bit of this trimmings mold. Use your thumbs to remove any excess, following that micro rim as a guide. In order to ensure that I have a nice flat back on my casting, and to make sure that I'm pressing all that clay down into the details, I took the rolling pin and just rolled over the back of this clay, and again removed any excess with my thumbs as needed. Of course, then we'll pop that mold over and release the clay. I'll repeat the process until I have enough of those castings to cover each of the drawers. First, I'm going to do a dry fit to make sure that I have enough castings, and then when I'm satisfied, I'm using PENTART's heavy body gel to glue down my castings. Then lay each of those clay pieces gently into place. What I love about this particular trimmings mold is that they fit together end to end. This is a perfect fit for the small drawer, but then the next size drawers are going to need some piecing. So I cast just enough to fill in that empty space on the drawer. And then I fit it onto that other mold. Now, it's not going to be a perfect fit, but later we're going to use some techniques to minimize the seam where they join. But for now, I'm just going to adhere those pieces and then trim away the excess along the edge of the drawer. I do kind of manipulate the clay just a little bit where I need to fill in a few of those gaps that are left between the two pieces of trimmings. I'll do all of the drawers the same way and then set them aside to dry completely. While everything is drying, I'm going to paint all of the legs with my favorite gold paint, which is a mix of PENTART Pigment Fix and gold metal pigment powder. The next day, my molds are completely dry, so I am going to prepare the finish for our little nightstand. This is Fusion's Damask, a really dusky, warm pink color, and I want this to have a lot of texture, so I mixed in Fusion FRESCO just to give it a little bit of chunkiness. You'll want to gently fold that FRESCO powder into the paint and avoid over mixing so that you don't dissolve all of the FRESCO. It's kind of like brownie batter. You don't want to over mix. Those chunks are going to help to fill in some of those spaces where the two trimmings mold pieces were put together. I'm applying the paint very heavily in those areas. I'll go ahead and dab on this Fusion FRESCO and Damask paint mixture over the rest of my piece. When I'm done painting, I want to allow my paint to completely dry for a good 24 hours before moving on to the next step. Remember that some of that paint is very thick on the molds. Now it's time to really bring out the beautiful details of this Trimmings 4 mold by dry brushing Fusion's casement over the surface of the clay casting and pick up all the details of those beautiful florals. Because I'm dry brushing, I will probably need to do a couple of applications of that white paint. Now I'm going to gently sand the surface of my piece to bring up some of that white from the fresco. Then I'm going to give the entire piece, including the drawers, a coat of Debbie's DIY white wax and remove the excess with a soft cloth. I did forget to mention that while the clay was soft, I poked a hole through the hole that was in the drawer so that I can attach the glass knob. We will pop those drawers back into place, and there is our first project complete. What do you think of this updated nightstand? Project 2, a mirror. This is a heavy plate glass door, a cabinet door that JR and I found at a flea market. I'm going to cover it entirely with the Trimmings 4 mold, which I'll cast in resin. I confess this process took a few days to complete because I had to cast so many pieces and the timing had to be just right so that I could trim my corners. But this is a 2-part quick set resin. Mine is an ivory color. I start by doing the first casting and then lay that on for a dry fit. As soon as I remove one casting, I'll go ahead and start another. And while that one is setting up, I take that soft casting that I just made and fit that into place. I piece it where I need to, and then because that resin casting is still soft, I will take my blade and cut a diagonal to create a nice mitered corner. I'm going to follow this process around the entire outside of this cabinet door. When I have all of my pieces cast and ready to glue in place, I'm going to use Titebond Quick and Thick for a really strong adhesion, then let that dry overnight. To prepare the castings for gold paint, I'm going to first apply a coat of PENTART's Primer Paste Gesso in black. Then I'll mix up some of my favorite gold paint. This is PENTART's Pigment Fix and Antique Gold Metallic Pigment Powder. Mix these two together completely so that all of that pigment powder dissolves. I usually use a ratio of about 1 part pigment powder to 3 parts pigment fix. While I mix this paint, I just want to let you know how much I appreciate you hanging out here with us at L&J Goods. We really enjoy creating projects and processes that inspire you to create your own home decor from vintage, thrifted, and flea market finds. So while you're here, would you do us a big favor and go ahead, hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss our next video tutorial. If you're on Facebook, we'd like to invite you into the L&J Goods Insider Group. It's a free group where you can get lots of great inspiration, not only from L&J Goods, but from lots of other creatives that are in the group. And remember, we go live twice a week here on YouTube, so we would love to have you join us on Mondays and Wednesdays as we share complete projects and really fun techniques. I'm applying this gold paint so that some of the black gesso shows underneath to give our mirror a beautiful Baroque finish. Our third project is a flea market find brass lamp that we are going to cover in molds. I've already prepared this brass lamp with Fusion Mineral Paint Victorian lace, and then I'm going to apply the molds that have been cast with air dry clay onto this lamp. I'll carefully piece the mold in place and trim away any excess. I'm using Titebond Quick and Thick to apply all of the air dry clay to the lamp base. Then I will let it all dry completely. The next day, you can see that I do have some shrinkage with the air dry clay. This is very typical, so I'm going to show you how I fill in those spaces. First, I apply a little bit of the Titebond Quick and Thick, and then I just press a small amount of the air dry clay right into that space where I put the glue, and then allow it to dry overnight. I use this method to fill in any very large and obvious cracks, but the smaller cracks I don't mind because I do want this to have a very, very old chalkware kind of appearance to it. Cracks included. I'd like to add some additional detail, so I'm using the CALSSIC Elements, that little beaded trim that is one of my favorites, and cast several strips of this to add to various parts of the lamp. Once I have several of these cast, I'm going to glue them into place. And remember, once they dry, they are going to shrink back a little bit. I'm going to show you how I fill in those spaces that are left. The next day, this little trim beading has dried completely, but it has left a couple of little holes. So I'm just going to make some little balls of clay about the size of that beading and put them into the spaces with some Titebond Quick and Thick glue. By the next day, all of my clay castings have dried completely, so I'm going to go over them with a coat of Fusion's Victorian lace. And when my paint is dry, I apply a coat of Debbie's DIY clear wax, then some Debbie's DIY dark wax. Remove the excess dark wax with a soft cloth. Then I finish it off with a little bit of gold antiquing wax from PENTART. Now I want to share a little backstory about these brass lamps. JR and I picked them up, and then he will rewire them and create a nightlight from them. They are super ornate, so over the top, and I love that they just have that ornate and beautiful base with a tiny little silicone bulb at the top to use for a nightlight. The little chandelier sleeve that we slip over the top is a perfect place to add a little decoupage just to make them extra pretty. These little sleeves are plastic, so of course you want to prep them appropriately before applying any decoupage. That may mean giving them a base coat of a bonding primer or sanding them before decoupaging. Now that my lamp is ready, I'll slip that little sleeve over the top of the fixture, and my goodness, you would never know that this was once a 1970s brass lamp. So there you go, 3 awesome pieces that we picked up at a flea market that we have made over into a beautiful mirror, lamp, and nightstand using the IOD Trimmings for Mold. We sure hope that you have enjoyed today's video and that you are inspired to try this mold for yourself. We've linked all of the products that we've used in the description box below. You can also find us at our brick and mortar shop in Medina, New York, or at lnjgoods.com.